Hey guys, I'm really excited to do this reading and tell you the kind of stuff that I'm picking up for this week. So this is actually next week. I record a lot of my readings in advance. It works for me, it's what I do, so I'm going to keep doing it. I feel like the current week, the week that, because when am I recording this? Like the 19th, I think. The current week is a bit of a wobbly week, but this energy is building and I can feel it, and it's the stuff that I've been getting through is so good. So I've been dying to tell you this, and I'm gonna schedule this for Sunday, so it's like I'm getting all this stuff I want you guys to know, but it's like a timing thing. It has to go up on a specific day because it's for next week, right? And it's like I'm getting told in advance and it's exciting, and I just want to communicate it to you. Now the neighbour's baby's crying a little bit, so if you hear that, that's kind of what that is. I just kind of wanted to mention it. I hope I'm not being too loud and disturbing them. So what I'm kind of getting here, it's just so good. So if you've been following my readings for a while, you know this whole diamond heart business, that the diamond and the pearl, this kind of business that keeps coming through. So I'm already freaking out that the cards that I've got here have the diamond and the pearl. Now I was specifically looking for this card because it's the one they were showing it me, but what I was seeing was like the diamond instead of the pearl there. So it was like there was a diamond, and basically I was getting true colours, and they were showing me this image but with the diamond there. And then as I was looking for this card, I found this card, and it's exactly the kind of image that I want to talk about, this kind of kaleidoscope that I've been getting. So what I was getting sort of last week when I was doing the last set of readings was this whole thing about, like, Libra has a diamond heart. Now I don't know if it's specifically Libra or it's just the visual that they're giving me. You know, everybody has 12 houses as part of the chart. Each house is ruled by a different zodiac sign, so we're all affected by all the different energies, so don't get too hung up on the signs. But there's this thing about the Libra diamond heart. So the Libra diamond heart, as a metaphor for me, talks about being whole, being strong, but also being really clear and authentic. If you think about like the Justice card and the Queen of Swords card that are associated with that kind of Libra energy, it's like honesty, integrity, clarity, like you know, being able to shine a light right through something and to see all the different aspects of it. But not only that, to actually see the true colours. So when you shine a light through a prism or like a diamond, it separates that pure white light into a lot of different colours. It separates it into a rainbow. Rainbows are so key, and I'm excited for that. So there's this beautiful kind of like fracturing of the light into all its different aspects, which brings a lot of clarity, being able to see all the different sides. So this clear diamond that I see a lot for Libra, and this kind of refraction of the light, is like a thing that I commonly get. Now I got something new, and I was so excited about it. So I had this thing about taking the Libra diamond heart and like putting it into like an empty space. Now it was coming through as Capricorn energy, but again, it doesn't have to be Libra energy. It was more about like taking something out of a slot and putting it in a different slot, basically, which sounds rude now I'm saying it. But it was like almost like a keystone, you know, like if you were playing Tomb Raider and it's like you have to collect the right shaped diamond to put it in the right shaped lock, you know, that kind of energy. Is it Tomb Raider? No, do you know what I think it might be? It's been coming through as Tomb Raider, but it's like I was trying to work out what computer game it was from, and I think I've just got it. I think it was The Sims 3 World Adventures, and I could swear there was like a crystal. It was like a heart-shaped diamond that you had to put in a lock at one point. I need to go and play that game. It's one of my favourite packs. I need to go and play that again because that's what I'm seeing. So taking the literal diamond heart, maybe someone's just playing The Sims 3. Maybe it's just telling me to play The Sims 3. But putting it into the space, right? And it unlocks it, it opens the door. So I was doing this energy work where I was seeing this vision kind of thing. When I do that, it's half led by me, by my own visualizations, but half stuff that's kind of given back to me. So it's like a two-way collaboration between my active brain and, I don't know, my subconscious or wherever these messages come from. So it's like, yeah, half active, half passive. So then then basically it was like, it was this offering of, here, you take it energy. It's like, it'll serve you better. It came back to me. The diamond was given back to me, basically, but it came back completely black. And I was like, okay, what's happened to the diamond? At first I was freaked out by it, but then I understood it's not the same diamond. It's like it's either the same diamond, it's come back, but it's different, or it's a different diamond. It's like two diamonds traded. So I want to say that the empty space wasn't an empty space at all. It was that you couldn't see the diamond because it was a reflective surface. So if you think about, basically, this diamond was so black, it was almost like obsidian. So it was reflective, right? It was shiny. And it was this energy of like, so when you shine a light at the clear diamond, it refracts the light into different colours. This was more like when you shine, it was almost like it was like they were working together. So like shining a light through the clear diamond, like refracts the light into these rainbow colours, and then that hits the kind of the black mirror diamond, which then like reflects the light further. So but it kind of doesn't, because it's the opposite, right? It's like, I'm sorry, I know I sound crazy. The reason why I'm doing this now is because I was trying to do Aries' reading, and this was trying to push through into it. So I think it's going to be a common theme throughout the next set of readings. It's like a common thing that's happening to the collective, right? About being authentic and letting your true colours show. If I say it briefly, right? If I just give you the brief message, but no, I have to do it the long-winded way. So letting your true colours show. So it's this combination though. It's like they're giving me, it takes two, baby. So basically, these two diamonds, what they represent is the light and the dark, or the 3D and the 5D. You know, the tangible reality and the you know, the other side, basically. Like, it's this yin yang energy, this black and white, which is why it takes two, because it creates, it's like two pieces of a puzzle coming together, or two energies that are like almost like polar opposites, but they reflect each other. They're the same, but they're opposite, you know, like a mirror. So this mirrored diamond, the reason why you can't see it is because I'm getting the word cloaking repeatedly. Cloaking, cloaking, cloaking. It's almost like the surface of the second diamond, the black diamond, is a mirror, right? It's like when you go to a police station, it's a two-way mirror, and you can only see through it one way. And it's because it's hiding what's behind. So it's hiding what's inside the diamond. Now, I can't remember the order of these things happening, but when I was doing energy work at one point, I was taking a star. I know it sounds crazy, right? I know. It's the way the messages come through to me. So I was actively taking a star out of the sky and bringing it down and putting it into this heart space, this void, right? So what I was given back was the black diamond with a star inside. Now, the star, if you think about like stars and diamonds, they're very, very similar, especially like brilliant cut diamonds, you know, the way that they refract. So this diamond star-shaped diamond, I don't know, this diamond star is inside the black diamond. I know, it sounds crazy. But it's being hidden. You can't see it because of the surface. It's reflective, it's hidden, but it's going to shine, right? And it's almost like explosive. It's going to oh, right. I don't know if it's like a diamond within a diamond, a star diamond within a diamond. So it's going to explode. It's going to burst out. It's almost like it's like a bomb, but not a bomb, right? It's like because we're talking about, when I talk about the diamonds, it's like people's souls, their true colours, their true identity, their true personality, who they are inside, right? This is called the self. The gem is the heart of the self to me. The self radiates from the gem. So I don't know if that's making any more sense to you than my absolute waffle. It's so hard to explain because a lot of it comes through with visuals, but it comes through with feelings as well. So it's hard to translate that into something that's cohesive for the internet and doesn't make me sound like I'm absolutely crazy, which I know I do, right? So yeah, it's like this. Do you see how it works? It's like this slots in, and then it's like it's like the spark is like, what did I get? I got something. The fuse is lit. The fuse is lit. That star inside, and then it's explosive. It's like this person's personality, which has been hidden, explodes. So could be something to do with LBGQTIA plus, people who, but it's more personality. It doesn't have to necessarily be who you're sexually attracted to. It's more about who you are. What are your true colours? What is your true personality? What colours are your soul, right? And it's like somebody's been hiding this. And when it's almost like the reveal is going to be such a big reveal. It's like they're not just going to be like, oh, hey, I'm gay or whatever. It's like, this is flamboyant. It's like, it's big, it's loud, it's flamboyant. It's like, I am never going back in that cupboard. It doesn't have to be, LGBTQT. It's just the true self, the authentic true self is going to come out. So I found Zippy. I don't know if everybody knows who Zippy is. When I was a little girl, I used to watch this TV show, which definitely was a little bit rainbow, right? It was called Rainbow, and this is one of the characters, Zippy, and he talked too much, like me, right? And so I think, was it my mum? Somebody used to like do this kind of like zip your lips thing on me, like stop talking, zip your lips. But then this is kind of what happened to Zippy. He'd talk too much and people would zip his lips. But I feel like when I found him, his lips were zipped, and this is what I'm saying. It's like somebody's unzipping the lips, right? Somebody's unzipping the lips. Somebody's coming out of hiding. It's really interesting, isn't it? I really, really like it. So Zippy is my mascot for this week, for this set of readings. It's a bit dusty, I'm afraid. I mean, you would be dusty if you've been sat in a closet your whole life, right? So I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I was getting Black Mirror with the diamond a little bit, but I don't know. It could be something to do with like the TV show. Something in there could be some sort of reference that applies. I don't know. But yeah. So, it's explosive. There's like I say, it's like this star inside this diamond. It's been hidden, but it's gonna radiate. Some of the signs that could be affected here: Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus and Scorpio possibly, but not so much. Possibly Leo as well. I mean, it could be all signs, but the ones that are coming through strongly are Aries, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer. Some of the themes that may come through a lot this week are children's adventures. I was getting a little bit of this last week, but it's this kind of like something about your childhood, right? Because this is like, it was my favourite TV show. I loved Zippy. Zippy was my favourite character. Zippy, George and Bungle, right? And what was the man called? Was he called Fred? So it's your childhood. It's what you grew up with. It's what influenced you when you were a child. Why are you the way that you are? Because to an extent, it's what you've absorbed, right? That's what it is. The diamond, the black diamond. Because, like I say, it's like the light and the shadow. You can't have one without the other. This is the whole message. It's like you can't see the light if there's only light, because you have to have the shadow so the light has something to reflect off, right? It has something to bounce off. It has something to make the shadow. Can you see the shadow? And can you see how these are opposites? It's like the diamond with the shadow around it and the shadow with the diamond around it. It's like they need each other. It's like they have to. You can't have one without the other. They reflect each other, right? They're opposite, but they collaborate. So, got so much information. What did you watch when you were a child? What did you enjoy when you were a child? That's part of your true calling. I want to say your true destiny, your true star. So I got Twinkle, 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 Little Star. Again, I've had this image of the star being brought down and put into somebody's soul. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I was actually getting Alice in Wonderland. Again, I got this through for Libra last week, and I think a couple of other signs possibly. But I was seeing, and I know I'm a mouse, right? It's something, it's my brand. So I was seeing the mouse in the teacup, in the Mad Hatter's Tea Party, which I think came through for Capricorn as well. And it was, the mouse is like keeps popping out and singing, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky, you see? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. So the star, the diamond, Aquarius, right? Aquarius is the star. So it's like I'm the mouse. I'm saying to you, you're like a diamond. Let yourself radiate. Let yourself shine. The little crazy drunk mouse, right? Not drunk. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just went into that a bit too much. Alice in Wonderland. Then I was also getting Narnia and Stardust, the film Stardust. Again, this Stardust concept. It's Claire Danes' character. She's literally a star that's been brought down to Earth, and she's been disguised. So again, with this cloaking, right? When I realised it was Stardust, I was like, oh my god, that fits so well. That's exactly what I'm getting. So the star hidden, right? And then this Ice Queen energy. It's like, because I was getting all this stuff in the last set of readings about like somebody taking out somebody's heart, or what, like heart transplant, or trying to take someone's heart to make them feel something. It was weird. So this is kind of like the Ice Queen energy of like, you know, in Stardust, I think the witches, the three witches, they kind of want Claire Danes' heart so that they can be young again, or something like that, because Claire Danes is the star. So that was creepy. which is why the star's being hidden, right? Which is why it's being cloaked. So there's this trick. It's like, it's not where you think it's going to be. It's in someone else, right? It's been traded. So Wizard of Oz, obviously there's somewhere over the rainbow, something about the house. Somebody could be moving house. I keep getting this house stuff for Libra, the brick house. It's like it can't be moved. It can't be blown away by the storm or blown away by the big bad wolf. The brick house is stable. So what are your foundations made of? How firm are your foundations? This could be a theme that comes up. How strong are your roots? How grounded are you? Are you going to blow away in the storm? TikTok seems to be coming through quite a lot, both with the watch from the White Rabbit on Alice in Wonderland. TikTok, I'm late for a very important date, and it came through, I think, again, could have been Katy or Aquarius, I can't quite remember now, it's been a while since I did those readings, where it was like Return to Oz with the character TikTok, and having to wind him up. So again, wind him up and watch him go, wind him up and watch him blow. So watch out for people trying to wind you up at this time. Don't burn yourself out trying to like somebody else's match. Somebody may be very, very easily bored, and the fire needs to be repeatedly lit. Appearances may be deceiving, insta-lie, which again is to do with Mars, Aries energy being in Libra, which is to do with aesthetics and appearances. So again, appearances can be deceiving. There's a trick with these diamonds. Yeah, I want to say Aries and Libra, Mars and Libra, so Venus and Mars, or Aries and Libra, there's some kind of collaboration here. There's some kind of working together where that Aries energy, which is like the fuse being lit, right, it's like it could blow up, but Libra's coming in to like soothe, right? Libra's coming in to ground, to soothe, to stabilize the situation. Someone else, now this isn't my thing, it was in another reading, but I was like, that definitely applies to what I'm getting to. Somebody else was getting something about the Titanic and how they turned too fast, and that's why they hit the iceberg, where the Libra energy is here to say, let's just glide into this, right? Don't go too far, too fast. Don't, I had this through, again, with a Tell Me Anything reading. It was coming through with like somebody winding their own explosive, right? It's like someone was going to blow themselves up. So just watch out for like tripping your own wire. Watch out for that kind of energy. Like, don't let people wind you up. Don't explode too soon. It's like there's a timing thing here. So Libra's energy is smoothing. It's cloaking and smoothing. It's hiding. Again, it's like appearances may be deceiving, because what Libra's doing at the moment, I want to say, is hiding the star, because it's being protected. It has to blow up at the right time. There's a timing factor. They're showing me the dominoes again. Sometimes I get this thing about the universe is putting all the dominoes into place, and it's like you don't want it to go too soon. You want everything to be ready for when those dominoes go. Okay, it's getting so hot. So the 24th in particular, maybe when there's a trine between the moon in Gemini and Mars in Libra, that may be a particularly collaborative time where there's this kind of like smoothing over, working together energy. Around the 28th, there's a square with the moon in Cancer and Mars in Libra. The squares are more confrontational. So I feel like Aries and Libra could be working together at the moment to kind of Libra temper Aries, to keep Aries tempered, to keep Aries calm. Where the Cancerian energy, this moon energy, it could be almost like a trigger. Now, the Pearl talks to me about Cancerian energy, just to kind of put that out there. So I've got I have a headache. So it could be like if it's like a sexual thing, people could be getting very sexually frustrated, especially like people who identify as masculine energy around the 28th. And the feminine energy could be more, I have a headache. So just watch out again with this energy of like the fuse being lit, having to be lit over and over again, somebody having to kind of be kept excited. There could be some tension there between Cancer and Aries, or people with those aspects in the chart. I've got excited, argumentative, hasty. So 24th should be really good and collaborative. 28th is where masculine and feminine energy may start to butt heads. So just be aware of that, and again, keep your temper, keep cool. You don't want to blow too soon, right? What else have I got? I know it's a lot, but I felt like because it was so much, it's just going to invade all the readings this week. So I thought it's better to have one kind of, this is what's going on reading, and it's going to affect all signs, rather than going into it every time I do a reading. So hopefully the actual readings will be a bit quicker, because I've got this, it really does feel like everything coming out at once, right? Once that closet door's open, everything comes out at once. They show me in Friends, again, appearances may be deceiving, it's Libra energy. I'm very messy behind the scenes. So it's this, if you remember the TV show Friends, there's an episode where Monica's always, I'm so clean, I'm so tidy, I'm so perfect. And Chandler finds the cupboard where she just kind of shoves all the junk. And he's like, you're so messy. It's like your true colours are going to show, but some of them are messy. And that's okay. It's part of being a human. It's part of being whole. So if you do face opposition, if you do face people who don't, it's almost like be who you are, be authentic. When the fuse is lit, when this energy blasts out, I feel like there's no stopping it. Once that door's open, it's not going back, right? So it's almost like, I was kind of getting this Icarus thing of like, don't fly too close to the sun, but it's like, don't fly too close to the sun, fly up like Rocket Man. I'll go into that in a second. Like up to the stars, like aim for the stars, because you're going to get so high that, I mean, not literally high hopefully, but you're going to like your energy is going to be so high vibrational because you're being authentic, that like nothing can knock you down, nothing can hurt you, because you're being your true self. And when you're your true self, and when you love yourself, and when you have that confidence and authenticity, it doesn't matter what anyone else says, right? You're above it. So if you start to feel like you're being knocked down, fly higher, keep going higher, be more and more and more true to yourself until it's like there's no stopping you, right? The only way is up, is how it's coming through. It's like Zippy's not gonna zip his lips again. Nobody can reach his lips to zip them. It's gonna break the zip. So I've also been getting, to know him is to love him. Amy Winehouse, to know him is to love him. So it's, you want people who love you for who you authentically are. You want people who love you for your true colours. To know the real you, even if it's like yourself, like knowing your real self and accepting yourself, both the light and the shadow aspects. That's true love. That's unconditional, authentic love, because you love the whole. You love this person, warts and all, flaws and all. And then when you get that love, it's like this person really sees me. It's funny because that was kind of coming through in You as well, the TV show You this week. I swear sometimes I just predict TV shows. It's like when you look, I got it first. So then I was like watching the TV show, and I was like, oh my goodness, there's so much stuff in this that came through in my readings. Like, I swear I did that last set of readings before I watched You, because some people are going to watch that and be like, she's just watched You, and this is like, what's coming out? No, I did the readings first. So anyway, side note, to know him is to love him. And when you get that unconditional love, whether it's for yourself, for who you authentically are, for your true colours, right, shadow side and all, like when you're whole, when you complete, when you love yourself completely, or somebody loves you completely for everything that you are, then it's like they show me a cork coming out of a champagne bottle. It's like it's really hard to put that in, right, because the that built up energy is released. It's really hard to, it's like it's like a new stage, it's a new level of being. Baby, You're a Firework by Katy Perry. Again, let your colours, what does she say? Let your colours burn, let your colours work. Baby, you're a firework. So again, this energy of like going up into the sky and exploding like a star. Wonderful World, the Joey Ramone version, Don't Worry About Me. The Colours of the Rainbow, So Pretty in the Sky. True Colours by Cyndi Lauper, I See Your True Colours Shining Through. Don't Stop Me Now, is that Queen? I'm having such a good time. I'm a Rocket Man by Elton John. I'm getting the words off the leash, the fuse is lit, explosive. Now the actual song that I randomized into, this all came through intuitively. I didn't sleep. Right? I was like, I'm too excited to sleep with all this stuff that I'm getting. So right, if anyone's watching this, there was a Capricorn reading that I did where it was talking about trying to fit in with, it was one of the shorter readings, the spooky season reading. There was something about the Three of Cups. Now the Three of Cups is who you're trying to fit in with, who your friends are, who do you have around you, and trying to fit in with people who didn't accept you who you truly were. And then there was this thing about stop trying to do that, stop trying to fit in and have that Insta life, and just be authentic and like go and spend time with there was like another Three of Cups, and it was this kind of Alice in Wonderland energy of like, we're all weird here. It's like accepting each other's weirdness, and it was like that group is more authentic for you. Now that actually did play out in real life on the, I think it was on the day that the reading went up, but it's so funny because I was getting all this stuff through in the night, and it was actually playing out for somebody in real time, which I didn't know until I woke up and I saw it the next day. So it's just really interesting to me how I get the messages, and then I can see, you know, I see the results. I get it, like I like manifest those things first, and then it actually is happening in the reality afterwards. So I don't know who's watching my readings, but it's just really interesting that if I'd like people to know that all this stuff that I got through came through on the night that Capricorn reading went up, and it played out in reality. And I only knew this the next day after I got all these messages. So if you feel like this kind of stuff has been applying for you, you are going to bloody fly. You're going to bloody fly, mate. Having said that, the song that randomized for this reading was Millennium by Robbie Williams. And I do recommend you go and watch the, video to that, because he's actually got a rocket strapped to his back. Again, this is the order that these things came through. So I'd already got all this kind of Rocket Man, flying up to the stars stuff, you know, like firework, explosive, really, really showing your true colours, you know, going really high vibrational. And then the video of that Robbie Williams song, he's got a rocket strapped to his back, and he's trying to be James Bond, and he's trying to like jump, and like, he can't be the Rocket Man. So there may be some hiccups, right? There is a timing factor. So I want to say, if there's things coming up for you that are kind of not letting you launch, it's because the universe is setting up dominoes. There's a timing thing. There may be other people around you who are like interfering, or there's a perfect time to launch. And the universe knows, and any hiccups, just understand that the universe is working with that, right? Whatever happens, happens, but this is the energy that's coming in. You will launch. Yeah, there you go. And again, just keep going higher. When you do launch, when that fuse is lit, just up and up and up, right? I'm getting really warm now. I'm going to have to take my top off. I'm so sorry. Right, okay. Just started doing the reading in my bra. I hope you don't mind. Right, let's pull a few cards before I close out this reading. Am I still recording? 29 minutes. Do you know what? I thought it was going to be closer to 40 minutes. So anyway, this is the themes that are coming through for this week, I feel. So being authentic, and it doesn't have to necessarily be somebody coming out and saying that they're gay, although it could be. You know, I don't know, it's just funny. And it's not funny. It's funny how I get messages and then it's there, it's happening, right? Unbeknownst as well. It happens unbeknownst to the people. Like, I see it playing out, and it's like these people don't know that I'm predicting the stuff because I predict in advance. So it's just so funny. So funny how it works. So what am I trying to say? Whatever the rainbow represents to you, so whatever your truth is, whatever your authenticity is, whatever, for those of you who've done the shadow work and you've embraced your inner shadow and accepted that we're all weird here, right? Some people are just better than hiding it than others. Some people are more insta life, right? They're the ones that probably have more shadow work to do. Those of us who can sit here in our bras doing tarot readings are perhaps a little bit more authentic. I don't know. It goes back to that reading about being up on the mountain and seeing the truth of people, seeing behind the mask, rather than seeing what people are doing, you're looking at the motivations behind what they're doing, and it can be very, very interesting. I think it provokes a lot of sympathy as well. It happened to me this morning where somebody on social media was just being a little bit too pushy and a little bit too they weren't representing themselves well. They were trying too hard to represent themselves well, and they were coming off as a little bit overly ambitious, you know, a little bit I only care about people who can... I only care about talking to people if they're either A, supporting me and saying nice things to me and scratching my back, or B, they can advance my career somehow. And I was kind of looking at them and thinking, they do not... It was so narcissistic. They looked so narcissistic on the timeline because they were literally just... talking about themselves the entire time. It's like, love me, 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 love me. And, you know, they weren't engaging with anyone else unless they were replying to them or they were more famous than they were. I was just like, it's not a good look, honey. It's not. It's really not. But then I pulled cards on them because I'm nosy and rude, and I probably shouldn't do that. It's probably an invasion of privacy. But I understood the motivations behind what they were doing. This was their way of dealing with something that had hurt them, and they really needed that approval because they were, rather than... I don't know what it was that had hurt them, right? Something hadn't worked out for them to do with their hopes and dreams and wishes, and so they were pouring all this energy, and it was a huge amount of energy into their work, into the career, into, you know, their online presence, because it was rooted in some kind of insecurity for them. And when I understood their motivations better, when I understood how important it was for them to be picked for things, that it provoked a lot of empathy from me, rather than this person just annoying me because of the way they were acting. I was like, I understand why they're acting that way now, and it's actually coming from a place where they don't feel it was funny because it was coming across as kind of narcissistic, you know, and it was actually coming from a place where they were working through their own insecurities, their own fear of not being picked, their own fear of not being loved and adored. So I think when you start to see behind the masks, you know, the way when you start to be able to read the motivations behind the Insta life, I think that I think that you start to see the humanity of people, and you can be much more sympathetic. But you also, it doesn't affect you as much, because instead of comparing yourself to that person and thinking, why are they so successful? You know, why isn't that person replying to my tweet? You know, or whatever it is. You know, why does that person ignore me unless I'm saying something nice to them? It's because it's something to do with them. It's not actually anything to do with you at all. It's just that their behaviour comes from something within them. It's not really a reflection of you, you know? And there's something in that, again, about understanding yourself and loving yourself. And Also understanding other people and loving them too for who they are. And sometimes people are messy and ruthless and ambitious, and that's okay. It's okay. It's what they're going through. It's their process at that time. So respect to that person, actually, because I understand them a lot better now. So again, there's something, anything that comes out in a reading is part of the reading. So there's the mirror, the sustainer. The sustainer. If I look at the way my hands are as well on the card, this is putting effort in over time and sustaining something. This is not just the ideas phase, you know, not just the concept, not just getting something off the ground, but maintaining it. So I want to say, in regards to that firework energy, you don't want to burn out quickly. You don't want to be short-lived. So yes, when this person reveals whatever it is that they're revealing, it's going to feel incredibly exciting. It's going to feel incredibly, like, I just get like Rocket Man energy, like burning through the sky, like firework. They're going to feel amazing, but what comes up must come down. And the higher you go, the more you're going to fall. So I want to say, what you want to do, rather than going up and down, they show me Venus. Venus is the morning star. They used to call it Lucifer, because it gets brighter and darker, and because it's in this cylindrical loop around the sun, oval loop around the sun. So yeah, you want to plateau more. You want to be more like the big slow moving planets. So you want to have that initial trajectory, right? The initial launch. They're showing me like, if you were going to put something into orbit, you want to get into orbit, I want to say. So you want to get up high enough, again with that not too close to the sun. You want to get up high enough. You need that initial burst to get up to a certain point. It could be talking about climbing the career ladder as well, right? But it's like, you don't want to do too much too soon, because you're going to burn out. So get up to orbit, and then you need to kind of plateau, right? You need to circle. You need to sustain this energy. Again, with that, I understand now what was going on with that, having to keep relighting something. It's like lighter fluid as well. I was like trying to like adjust it with a lighter, and it kept stopping, and then the lighter eventually was like running out of lighter fuel. So again, back to that thing that was coming through. Don't burn yourself out trying to light somebody else's match. Fire needs to be repeatedly lit. Somebody gets bored easily. So somebody is in sustainer energy. Somebody is in this kind of like providing fuel for the rocket energy. You want that rocket to get up into the sky, but if it keeps going, if it goes too, so I was wrong. If it keeps going, if it goes too high, it's going to run out of fuel. It's going to get stuck up there, right? And then I guess it's going to plummet or float off into space. So what you want is enough fuel in the rocket to get it into orbit, and then it's like, once it's in orbit, it doesn't need the fuel anymore, right? It's just the gravitational pull is going to do the work. So there's some kind of message in there that's really important. So be aware of that. The mirror, again, this it's a two-way mirror for me at the moment. So it's something about being seen, but not allowing yourself to be seen until you turn the light on. Because when you turn the light on inside, I get it. So this diamond energy, right? The black diamond, the star's inside the diamond. It's being hidden. But once it shines its light, it's going to be revealed. You're going to be able to see it. So it's something that's being cloaked at the moment. It's something you can't see. Are there aliens? They're like aliens in orbit or something, like the cloaking. It's like Independence Day. And then the tear. Or the tear. Let me read this one. Actually, let me read these two. The sustain is pretty, does what it says on the tin. It talks about sustaining something, putting effort in over time, you know, pacing yourself even. So I feel like this is coming through. Normally it comes through as like a earth sign energy, but it's coming through as the Libran aspect at the moment of tempering that Aries energy. Don't burn out too quickly. They're giving me something all like, it's like all bark and no bite, but it's all spark and no fight. The mirror, the reflection, the illusion, the looking glass. The looking glass, see? We look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm. They can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of the mirror appears, we are in the mythic land of Narcissus, right? Narcissus, sorry, from the Greek myth. who was loved by Venus Aphrodite, so that's interesting too, right? Who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by his reflection, he couldn't... Oh, am I thinking the other one? No, I'm thinking of Adonis. Narcissus is the one with Echo, right? Yeah, poor Echo. And he was so in love with himself that Echo just faded away. She faded away to nothing, right? All she could do was like she burned herself out with her love, right? Her love was never reciprocated, so she like followed Narcissus around, but Narcissus was too busy looking at his own image. Did I say I got You're Too Vain by Carly Simons? You're So Vain. Okay. Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by his reflection, he could not turn away, a fixation that would eventually lead to his death. They're telling me to read it, sorry. I'm going to read the passage from Metamorphosis in a minute. Recognise the power and danger of the mirror. It is a construct, one that may drive a shard between you and your true self. See? The mirror contains trickster energy. Put the phone down, insta-life, or insta-lie. Stop with the comparisons and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside, because the light is inside. The star is inside the mirrored diamond, right? Witnessing the deeper self, pure awareness. All right, cool. Yeah, don't compare yourself to others. That's narcissism, I guess. Like, because the thing about narcissism is like that. If you look into it, those people are seeking approval from other people. They really care about what people... There's another card here. The gems come back out. They really care about what other people think of them. You know, they want to see themselves reflected in other people. So when they're criticised, it's explosive to them, right? So somebody could be dealing with somebody who is literally narcissistic. But I guess the way to fix that is to have that person accept themselves for who they are inside, to have them do the shadow work. Not that you should accept somebody who's narcissistic, but the way for the narcissist to accept themselves, to discover them, to really see themselves, right? Maybe, possibly. Because it's all to do with what's within, right? The star inside the diamond that's like a two-way mirror. You have to shine from within to be able to be seen, truly seen. Okay, I'm just going to pause and I'm going to find that Ovid passage. Okay, so it's quite a long passage. It's actually 2 passages from Ovid's Metamorphosis. So if you're not into that, it's black fluff inside the... It's like a seed or something. If you're not into it, just skip ahead a couple of minutes. I'll put the pen here. So if you're skipping ahead, when I move the pen, you know that I've finished the passage if you're not into it. Liriope gave birth to a child already adorable called Narcissus. In course of time she consulted the seer. Tell me, she asked, will my baby live to a ripe old age? Yes, he replied, so long as he never knows himself. Empty words as they long appeared, but the prophet was proved right. In the event, Narcissus died of a curious passion. 16 years went by, and already the son of Cephissus was changing each day from a beautiful youth to a comely manhood. Legions of lusty men and bevies of girls desired him, but the heart was so hard and proud in that soft and slender body that none of the lusty men or languishing girls could approach him. One day he was sighted, blithely chasing the scampering roebuck into the huntsman's nests by a nymph whose babbling voice would always answer a call but never speak first. It was Echo. Echo was a body, not a mere voice, but her chattering tongue could only do what it does today, that is, to parrot the last few words of the many spoken by others. Juno had done this to her. The goddess would be all ready to catch her husband Jupiter making love to some nymph in a mountain dwell, where crafty Echo would keep her engaged in a long conversation until the nymph would scurry to safety. When Saturn's daughter perceived what Echo was doing, she said to her, I've been cheated enough by your prattling tongue. From now on your words will be short and sweet. Her curse took effect at once. Echo could only repeat the words she heard at the end of a sentence and never reply for herself. So when she saw Narcissus wandering over the country fields, she burned with desire and stealthily followed along his tracks. The closer she followed, the flames of her passion grew nearer and nearer. As sulphur smeared the tip of a pine torch As sulphur smeared on the tip of a pine torch quickly catches fire when another flame is brought into close proximity, oh, how often she longed, poor creature, to say sweet nothings and beg him softly to stay, but her nature imposed a block and would not allow her to make a start. She was merely permitted and ready to wait for the sounds which her voice could return to the speaker. Narcissus once took a different path from his trusty companions. "Is anyone there?" he said. "One there," came Echo's answer. Startled, he searched with his eyes all around the glade and loudly shouted, "Come here, come here." The voice threw back to the caller. Come here, right? He looks behind him, and once again, when no one emerges, "Why are you running away?" he cries. His words come ringing back. His body freezes. Deceived by the voice's reflection, the youth calls out again, "This way, we must come together." Echo, with rapturous joy, responds, "We must come together." To prove her words, she burst in excitement out of the forest, arms outstretched, to fling them around the shoulders she yearned for. Shrinking in horror, he yelled, "Hands off! May I die before you enjoy my body?" Her only reply was, "Enjoy my body." Scorned and rejected, with burning cheeks, she fled to the forest to hide her shame and live thenceforward in lonely caves. But her love persisted and steadily grew with the pain of rejection. Wretched and sleepless with anguish, she started to waste away. Her skin grew dry and shriveled. Her lovely bloom of her flesh lost all its moisture. Nothing remained but voice and bones, and then only voice, for her bones, so they say, were transformed to stone. Buried away in the forest, seen no more on the mountains, heard all over the world, she survives in the sound of the echo. Not only Echo, the other nymphs of the waves and mountains incurred Narcissus's mockery, so did his male companions. Finally, one of his scorned admirers lifted his hands to the heavens. "I pray Narcissus may fall in love, and never obtain his desire." His prayer was just, and Nemesis heard it. Picture a clear, unmuddied pool of silvery, shimmering water. The shepherds had not been near it. The mountain goats and cattle had not come down to drink there. Its surface had never been ruffled by a bird or beast or branch from a rotting cypress. Imagine a ring of grass, well watered and lush, and a circle of trees for cooling shade in the burning summer sunshine. Here Narcissus arrived, all hot and exhausted from hunting, and sank to the ground. The place looked pleasant, and here was a spring. Thirsty for water, he started to drink, but soon grew thirsty for something else. His being was suddenly overwhelmed by a vision of beauty. He fell in love with an empty hope, a shadow mistaken for substance. He gazed at himself in amazement, limbs and expression as still as a statue of Parian marble. Stretched on the grass, he saw twin stars, his own two eyes. Twin stars, that would be two diamonds, right? To me, diamonds and stars are similar. His own two eyes, rippling curls like locks of a god, Apollo or Bacchus, cheeks as smooth as silk, an ivory neck and a glorious face with a mixture of blushing red and creamy whiteness. All that his lovers adored, he worshipped in self-adoration. Blindly rapt with desire for himself, he was votary and idol, suitor and sweetheart, taper and fire, at one and the same time. Those beautiful lips would implore a kiss, but as he bent forward, the pool would always betray him. He plunges his arms in the water to clasp that ivory neck, and finds himself clutching at no one. He knows not what he is seeing. The sight still fires him with passion. His eyes are deceived, but the strange illusion excites his senses. Trusting fool, how futile to woo a fleeting phantom. You'll never grasp it. Turn away, and your love will have vanished. The shape now haunting your sight is only a wraith, a reflection, consisting of nothing. There with you when you arrived, here now, and there with you when you decide to go, if you ever can go. Nothing could drag him away from that place, not hunger for food, nor need for sleep. As he lay stretched out in the grassy shade, he never could gaze his fill on that fraudulent image of beauty, and gazing proved his demise. He raised his body a little, then stretching his arms in grief to the witnessing trees all around him. "Wise old trees," he exclaimed, "has anyone loved more cruelly? Lovers have often kissed in secret under your branches. Have you stood for hundreds of years? In all that time, has anyone suffered for love like me? Whom can you remember? I've looked and I have longed, but looking and longing is far from enough. I still have to find. His lover's delusion was overpowering. My pain is the more, since we're not divided by stretches of ocean, unending roads, by mountains or walls with impassable gates. All that keeps us apart is a thin, thin line of water. He wants to be held in my arms. Whenever I move to kiss the clear, black, bright surface, his upturned face strains closer to mine. We all but touch. The paltriest barrier thwarts our pleasure. Come out to me here, whoever you are. Why keep eluding me, peerless boy? When I seek you, where do you steal away? It can't be my looks or my age which makes you want to avoid me. Even the nymphs have longed to possess me. Your looks of affection offer a grain of hope. So he's looking at himself in the reflection, right, and looking admiringly. So he's like, this person admires me. Why won't they let me touch them? When my arms reach out to embrace you, you reach out too. I smile at you and you smile at me back. I weep and your tears flow fast. You nod when I show my approval. When I read those exquisite lips, I can watch them gently repeating my words, but I never can hear you repeat them. I know you now and I know myself. Yes, I am the cause of the fire inside me, the fuel that burns and the flame that lights it. What was I saying? The fuel, right? And the flame, right? The ignition, the light. What can I do? Must I woo or be wooed? What else can I plead for? All I desire I have. My wealth has left me a pauper. Oh, how I wish that I and my body could now be parted. I wish my love were not here. A curious prayer for a lover. Now my sorrow is sapping my strength. My life is almost over. Its candle is guttering out in the prime of my manhood. Death will be easy to bear, since dying will cure my heartache. Better indeed if the one I love could have lived for longer, but now two soulmates in one, we shall face our ending together. With that, he turned distractedly back to his own reflection. His tears were troubling the limpid waters and the blurring picture that showed in the ruffled pool. When he saw it fast disappearing. No, don't hurry away, please stay. You cannot desert me so cruelly. I love you, he shouted. Please, if I am not able to touch you, I must be allowed to see you, to feed my unhappy passion. In wild distress, he ripped the top of his tunic aside and bared his breast to the blows he rained with his milk-white hands. His fists brought up crimson wheal on his naked torso, like apples tinted both red and white, or a multicoloured cluster of grapes just ripening into a blushing purple. Once the water had cleared again, he saw what his hand had done. The boy could no longer bear it, because he's hurt himself, but he's also hurt his reflection, right? As yellow wax melts into a gentle flame on the frost on a winter morning, thaws in the rays of the sunshine, so Narcissus faded away and melted, slowly consumed by the fire inside him. His face had lost that wonderful blend of red and whiteness. Gone was the physical vigour, and all he had looked at and longed for, broken the godlike frame which was once poor Echo had worshipped, broken the godlike frame which once poor Echo had worshipped. Echo had watched his decline, still filled with angry resentment, but moved to pity. Again, that thing I was talking about, the story of like seeing somebody who's narcissistic, but also pitying them because you understand, right? Whenever the poor unhappy youth uttered a pitiful sigh, her own voice uttered a pitiful sigh in return. When he beat with his hand on his shoulders, she also mimicked the sound of the blows. His final words, as he gazed once more in the pool, rang back from the rocks. "Oh, marvellous boy, I loved you in vain." Then he said, "Farewell," and "Farewell," said Echo. He rested his weary head in the fresh green grass till Death's hand gently closed his eyes, still wrapped with their master's beauty. Even then, as he crossed the Styx to ghostly Hades, he gazed at himself in the river. At once his sister naiads beat their breasts and cut their tresses in mourning tribute. The dryads wailed their lament, and Echo re-echoed their wailing. A pyre was raised, and the bier was made ready, the funeral torches brandished on high. The body, however, was not to be found, only a flower with a trumpet of gold and pale white petals. So yeah, Narcissus turned into the flower. Narcissus. So it's talking about like love and longing, but also like wasting away, right? Projecting that love onto something that you can't have. Okay. So let's read. I promise let's move the pen. So I'm going to read the gem and the tear. It's an interesting week we're heading for, right, guys? It's because it starts off really excited. The diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. There are infinite names for the gem. It is known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface. Descent beneath the surface. Well, maybe Narcissus should have jumped in the river, right? I don't know. Where there is no definite map. Yet, because he's in love with his reflection, he's in love with the surface. He's in love with the surface. His own, like the way he looks, right? And when he damages his own flesh, right, he mars his own beauty. That really distresses him, because it's like he's marring the beauty of the thing he loves, which is himself. So there's something again about the surface level, the surface of the water, the reflection, and going deeper and going under the surface and finding the gem within, right, which is the heart or the soul or the authentic person, the personality of the person, rather than the physical being. Again, Echo has no body, right? She's just voice, but her voice has been taken away, like Zippy, right? It's like she's unable to speak. She's a victim of only being able to repeat what's said to her, which can obviously get her into trouble. Okay. The gem requires a descent beneath the surface where there is no definitive map, yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. So it's seeing beyond the surface, looking at what's within. So it's not about what's seen and it's not about what's said, but it's about what's felt, I think. Right, let's read the tear. The morning, the release, the rain. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. Often the tear is what's needed in order for a conversation or situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our egos that they open up a portal to the unseen world. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors capture a glimpse of us, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. Okay, I'm getting so much stuff. The problem is I get messages while I'm reading. So again, there's something again about the authenticity of the clear diamond, and also like tears. So stars, diamonds, tears. It's all this thing about a tear. It's clear. It's like a clear orb, a bit like a diamond, right? The light can pass through it. So real tears, like when somebody's moved with emotion, yeah, okay, tears are an expression of the person's emotion. But then you have to watch out for crocodile tears. I'm going to pull an animal card. We'll see if the crocodile comes out. But this thing again, allow ourselves to be seen and allow ourselves to be held. Our true selves, right? The jewel within. It is likely this card appears when there is a grieving yet to do, a sinking down into disappointment or despair, but once acknowledged will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. Okay. Tell me about the mirror. Give me an energy for the mirror. So I'll know if these come out in the readings, this will be what it's talking about. The mirror. So the fish talks about abundance and success, right? Swimming upriver, doing something that's really difficult. Again, with the water. The fish can also break the water, right? The fish is going to break the surface of the water. It's something that comes out from... So if you're looking in a pool of water, that water is like a mirrored surface. What is going to break that spell is the fish. Now the fish talks about prosperity and doing something that hasn't been done before, doing something difficult, because the salmon swims upstream, right? They're fighting against the tide. Yeah, so prosperity and wealth, something to do with like the reflection or the image of prosperity and wealth, but also being able to do something differently, to break the surface tension. Tell me about the gem. So give me an energy for the gem. So again, if this comes out in the readings, I know what this is. So the fire ant. This is what I was talking about. When you shine really authentically, when you really show your true colours, when you're unapologetically yourself, it attracts a lot of attention, because it's basically when you're acting really, really high vibrationally, when you're getting authentic, then most people aren't. Most people have a lot of shadow work to do. Most people aren't really seeing themselves clearly. So when somebody shines bright like a diamond, they're telling me, when someone shines bright like a diamond, when they're really, really authentic, it draws attention, and sometimes they can be like this kind of almost feeling of like a mob attack. So do watch out for, but they're telling me, not only is the diamond tough enough to withstand the attack, but also, again, like the stuff that comes through for the light diamond, like if I had a diamond heart, I could walk through the fire. So yeah, you can withstand this. You can withstand the criticism. You can withstand. Could be like a social media attack, right? What is it? When cancel culture. You can withstand it because you're authentic. You're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're just being your true self, and you can't fight that. You can't fight truth, right? The truth is the truth. Again, with the clear diamond, that Libran energy, the truth is the truth. There's, people can disagree with it, but a fact is a fact. And if the fact is your true colours, this is who I am, deal with it, then it doesn't matter what anyone else says or thinks. That's their stuff that they're dealing with, right? It's just reflecting. Aha, that's why the diamond was shown with the mirror, right? The mirror on the diamond, because it's when you're authentic, it triggers things in other people where they're reflected. They see themselves in you, right? You do something and the people compare themselves to you. So if they come up short, then, that might trigger something where they're acting a bit like low vibrational, gossipy, or attacking you, or trying to knock you down a peg or two, because they're jealous, because they want to be where you are, right? Because you're highlighting something in them that they don't have in themselves, or like you're triggering some kind of insecurity in them, which prompts them into this fire energy. But it's almost like, it's like you're going to go through something. It's almost like it's going to make you stronger. It's going to make you harder. It's actually going to make you more like, it's like a test, right? But it's this test of, it's almost like it's going to prove to you that you are tough enough to withstand this. So if you had any doubt, you're going to really see it. Again, with this, I had this in somebody's reading. It was, again, I was shown the diamond, but it's like all the surfaces lit up with all these rainbow colours. It was like suddenly the diamond was like this multicolored glistening diamond. So there's something about reflecting everybody else's colours and the surface level, but it's not really what's going on within. Ooh, hello. The tear's the elephant. So this can talk about ancestry, so ancestral patterns, the things we grew up with, the things that we're taught from youth. It could be that there's something with somebody's family where they have to have a conversation with the family. They have to, again, it could be somebody's coming out and it's like, I have to tell my parents, my grandparents, my family, and it could be a very, very emotional conversation, but ultimately it's something that needs to be done. All right, so let's pull a card first. So I'm just putting my top back on, if you're wondering what was going on there. I'm not sat here in my bra anymore. So let's find out about the sustainer. So if these energies come up, the rabbit and the camel, okay, again, like with that kind of temper yourself energy. So if these energies come up, we know, I feel like the stingray is associated with this fire ant energy. It's like this, the whip of the tail, but also the stingray with its chakras all aligned, again with this true color business, it goes up, right? It goes higher, it goes, it's got a strong backbone, it can withstand things. Just watch out for the sting in the tail. All right, I'm going to call it there. We've got a very long-winded basis for the next set of readings, so I'm hoping that I actually do short readings for the star signs, but I can refer back to this reading if anything comes up, just so that I'm not like really like long-winded in the star signs. But I wanted to go through all this so that if something does come up when I start to do the signs, you kind of know the background, you kind of know the basis, the story behind the stuff that's going to come up over the next 2 weeks. So Looking really good. I like it. I like this. Do you know what? I like this thing about like Zippy unzipping his lips. I like this kind of like baby you're a firework, rocket man burning through the sky. It's like somebody's going up, somebody's going higher, but it is going to trigger people. There's going to be people who don't like it. So yeah, divine timing. So if there's a failure to launch, if there's something that's not on time, there's like a hiccup in the plan, it's because the universe is co-conspiring with this. There's a domino. Again, this is like the dominoes. You're gonna knock down the dominoes, the fire ants, the dominoes, right? Because that's what I was seeing. Because normally I see like dominoes in a line, but today I'm seeing what they were showing me earlier was like somebody in the center. So normally it's a kitten, and there's all dominoes around it. So it's all these dominoes coming off. So it's almost like, because if a rocket goes off, right, this is why it has to be the right time. If a rocket goes off, like there's that, you know, like they're showing me like the bottom of the rocket is like, so like these dominoes are going to get like blasted away. So it's like, don't be scared. It's like you're going to feel like you're coming under attack, but then there's this, it's like you're under attack, but then there's this like blowout energy. It's like this blasting, because this is what I see so often. And again, you can look at again as a really good example, and spoilers if you haven't seen the movie Stardust, which seems to be really, really key here. She's a star that's come down from the sky, and she's in a human body, Claire Danes' character, and at the end, oh my god, yeah, it's Stardust, I'm channeling Stardust. At the end, the kind of evil witch, the Ice Queen, whoever that is in your life, is like, she's coming at them with this like mirror, this shard, and she's like, she wants to attack them. But Claire Danes says, what does a star do? They shine, and she shines this, and it's so funny because it's the energy work that I do, and I've done it since I was about 14, 15 maybe, a long time before Stardust was ever created. It's this energy burst of like, so you channel, when you do yoga, when you do meditation work, you often envision a pure white light going up through your body, so up to the sky, down into the earth, channeled through kind of your backbone, right? It's yoga, it's chakras. This isn't me being crazy, this is like a proper practice that people do. And then, maybe I'm crazy, but there's a lot of people who are the same kind of crazy, so just go with it. We're all weird here, right? So yeah, the chakra work, the pure white light going up and down. And then you can expand it, right, like your aura. So you can, I had this dream once where there was like shadows in the room, and in the dream I kind of like blasted out this white light, and it chased the shadows away. So it's this energy. I wrote a book as well, and it's kind of like that happens at the end of the book. It's like everybody's under attack, and the main character, she, like Claire Danes in the end of Stardust, she blasts out this white light. So it's coming from within, right? It's coming from the authentic soul. It's coming from being true and just and honest. And it's like a power move. Like it's like the end of the book. It's the end of the film. It's the ace up your sleeve. It's like, oh, I bet you didn't know I could do this. Watch me shine. Watch me be the firework. It's very cool. I'm very excited because like, I don't know what's going to come out in the reading, so I'm going to go and do the readings now, and I'm excited to do them. So we'll see what comes through. I hope you're as excited as I am, and yeah, check out your star sign, and I'll see you again soon. Bye guys.